left the campsite and started downhill to government camp. It was a short hike to the bus stop, then a 3-hour bus ride into Portland. The train in front of us actually hit a car, which shut down the whole line for a while. Small delay. And then the Amtrak itself actually was delayed 3 hours because the train in front of us was derailed. Scary shit. I got on the train at 5 and I got to Klamath Falls, 7.5 hours south by train, around 1 p.m. or 1 a.m. I walked about 2 miles into town, slept in the square right by the bus station. That'll get me up towards Crater Lake. Woke up at 5:30, packed my bag, sat for the bus, and it never came. The bus runs Monday through Friday, so yeah, that sucks. Crater Lake shuttle, it doesn't go till July, so yeah, hundreds of miles from where I was, with no way up to Crater Lake. Of course, there's one answer. I gotta go over to that road, right over there. And I gotta hitchhike 62 miles into Crater Lake. It'll be a piece of cake. I've even got a fun sign I'm gonna make. Hopefully I'll get some good footage to share. The train ride was fantastic last night. It went through pine tree mountains and fields full of food and pastures full of farm animals. The clouds and the sun and the sunset. It was just phenomenal. I set up a time lapse, but I guess it didn't work. So I'm gonna finish resting and I'm gonna head up the road. This might be my last check-in for a minute, since Crater Lake might not have any reception, and I'm planning on going for a few days. I've got a week's worth of food. If I don't respond, there's nothing to be scared of. I'll try to check in at the Wi-Fi at the main center. But yeah, the first national park of my trip. I'm stoked. Ready to go play in the snow, and hopefully I'll be there in just a few hours.
So here I am at my second time ever hitchhiking on my hitchhiking journey. The sign didn't take long. It just said, anywhere closer to Tahoe. I got a ride right away. Of course, it was in the first dirty Subaru Forester to roll past. Next, I thought I'd try something different. Not a serial killer. I held this sign up and I smiled. I had just 40 more miles to make it. And wouldn't you know it, I got a ride from some crazy awesome folk that are a little bit crazy and awesome. I made it up to the lodge, hiked up to Garfield Point. The trail was closed, so no one could go up there due to snow. But I camped up top and I met some amazing people. It was my birthday. I made it up just in time. I camped up that night and was even offered some mushrooms. I remember looking out at the clearest stars I'd ever seen and being totally out of my league and having to go back in the tent. It was pretty nuts. The next morning I hiked down and did this time lapse. I glissaded for a little bit, lost my phone, had to go back up, pick it up, bam, got it, head back down. On my way down the mountain, I took so many photos. Unfortunately, my camera getting stolen and my stuff getting stolen so many times on the road, I lost all of my DSLR photos from the 2 years. But you know what? You can let things like that tear you down, or you can just use them as an excuse to go back and visit again. I'd rather do the latter. It's easy to focus on the negative and how it hurts you, but it takes much more effort to focus on the negative and think about the things in the ways it's helped you. So on my trip down, I got to run into a couple people and say hello. But there really weren't many people out there this time of year. It was the end of June, June 22nd, my birthday, 2020. My goal was to make it 3/4 of the way around the crater, or halfway around the crater, and to go down the Cleetwood Trail to jump in the water, to do a little bit of free diving. I had the GoPro, I was all set for it. Now I just had to make it around the crater without any water. There's no water. COVID kept people from offering water in the lodge. I couldn't fill it up anywhere. The water up there was all meltwater, no streams.
Well, 2 days ago, I managed to hitch a ride real easy. The one side of the sign got the first guy, anywhere closer to Tahoe, is what I wrote. The second side of the sign was for the cool people going past, and it got the second guy. It said, not a serial killer. We were flying in that Dodge Charger. The second group was a little more intense, go figure. That one took me 2 hours. The first took me 1 hour. But yeah, I made it to 62 miles, Crater Lake. I walked around all day once I got here taking pictures. We got here towards the evening. I met a photographer. They brought me down to the campsite. I stealth camped there, got a ride back up yesterday morning. And I wandered around taking more photos. The blue is just magnificent. I can't even describe how incredible the color is. I ended up coming up Garfield Point. Where is it? Back there. To camp. It's a closed trail. Too much snow. So no one's going up. And the people that did were awesome. I met two cool people. One had to leave early. The other one I think is going to meet me over there. And we're going to hike like 11 miles round trip down to the lake and go swimming. But yeah, that's pretty much my recap. Yeah, for now there's this. Let's see. Yep. And then, there we go. Down there's Wizard Island. That's an active volcano. This thing was like 12,000, maybe even 20,000 feet tall. And it just exploded. Imagine that Mount St. Helens. Blew the crap out of these mountain ranges. Just 7,700 years ago. And left me this pretty blue meltwater to photograph and dive in later. Whew. That's my check-in. See ya. Well, yesterday was a really great day. I woke up at Garfield Point and then hiked all the way around the crater to here. My goal was Cleetwood Cove. Pardon me. Which is like over here-ish. I'm still going there now. But there's no water on the rim. COVID, I can't escape it. No water fountains, nothing. I can't pick up water like I can buy water. I'm not buying a gallon and a half of water a day. You get water at camp. Yeah, I'm frustrated. So I've had to melt snow. I fill up my pots, fill up gallon bags. Yeah, it sucks. So I get about a liter an hour. You know, I technically needed a gallon a day to drink. That's 4 hours of letting snow melt. No, I'll get like 2 liters overnight, so that's half of it. But dude, it's frustrating. I'm super dehydrated. I caught up on water last night. I've got a big reservoir. It's pretty dumb, but I'm gonna hide my backpack somewhere in the woods, deep, and then do the 11.5-mile round trip so that I can take a dip in this bad boy right here. So yeah, that's my story. Nothing too exciting besides meeting lots of awesome people yesterday. For now, it's time to finish this GoPro, go get my batteries charged, organize my backpack, leave my gear in the woods, like my bear bag, my bear canister, my tent, hide it well, and then go get wet. Go get some underwater footage. That's my story. Today's update over and out. Peace. I hiked out the 4.6 miles to Cleetwood Cove, and it is just incredible. But you can't go down the trail. There's people, pretty girls banging rocks, breaking apart. Wouldn't even let me take their picture. I guess I look kind of creepy. But yeah, so I'm just gonna hike a little bit and try to get pictures of this beautiful blue cove. We'll see where the day takes me.
Cleetwood Trail was closed, but I scrambled down the 2,000-foot scree field, which many people died doing, and I made it down to the lake and got my ass in the water. Wow, laundry day. The water was cold, 54 degrees year-round, and there was an eerie feeling when I was there. Probably the most powerful spiritual vortex I had been to at that point. I had no true understanding about what it meant, though. I tried to get out and free dive, but honestly, I was too scared. I came all the way down that hill, and it was coming to save me. So I just jumped in, did some swimming, got freaked out by a boulder, got back out.
This morning, I started right over there on the left. I hiked all the way around up to there. The trail was closed. I made my own path. Got some underwater footage. It's chilly, but nice and brisk and blue. So yeah, time to go back up that mountain. I didn't have much juice. I didn't try free diving. I'm not in the best spot to be in case something bad happens. So yeah, just chilling in the water. Did some laundry. It's drying out over there. But yeah, Crater Lake.
Butterflies and moths just love the salt from your sweat that gets on your backpack. Made me feel like I was calling them in, but the reality is the salt. The water was the most blue I'd ever seen. You could see the pine pollen down below. I had made it all the way to the bottom up that scree field at the bottom left and all the way back up without even dying or causing a landslide. I had to move down diagonally so as to not cause one.
Well, I'm learning that hitchhiking out of national parks is very, very easy, especially with a clean backpack. I just got picked up by Logan here, and his pooch is very, very loving. That's Hades, and it's my second ride. The first ride said I should go to Ashland, south of Medford. This gentleman, rather than go the route I was gonna, he's going to a hot spring. He said ride with, dude, hot spring time it is. So originally my route out of the park was the wrong one, but there's no such thing as mistakes. I'm not one of those people who thinks that there's anything meant to be. There's just a bunch of awesome paths.
The silver lining.
Silver lining?
Turning it into gold.
I mean, every shitty dark cloud has a silver lining. So yeah, that's just my fourth update today, but yeah, it's a great day, so get used to it. Bye.